What's up, everybody? It's Steve back again with another episode of Atlantis Confirmed. Back with my co-star Picasso there. Okay, so I'm revisiting the Olmec piece that I found on Trocadero for sale yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but I recognized what it was yesterday. I don't think that I gave it enough weight either in importance, even though I called it the most important historical artifact in human history right now, nor did I give it enough consideration as far as explaining it. So I wanted to revisit here because I feel like this piece is so important. Also, I want to thank the Twitter user who wants to remain anonymous that pointed out to me that I didn't have to flip it. This was a mistake that I loved being corrected on, because for me the feet match up, and they do on the Moai, so that's what confused me. The point is, it's a match. If somebody found a better way that it's more of an exact match, that's fine with me. I recognize the template. I'm so used to them hiding it that's where I'm looking right now, but I'm not used to finding ones that are right out in the open. Like Gobekli Tepe is right out in the open. The Easter Island Rapa Nui Moai is right out in the open. This is another one that is right out in the open. I think that this is a missing link between the Gobekli Tepe stela and the Rapa Nui Moai back. I think there are more. I think it evolved, and it started. They added things. Like they thought the squatter man was a bird face, so it started becoming associated also because of the cygnus is in the original Gobekli Tepe. Let's get started. And these are not my end-all, be-all videos on these topics. I'm not a tech guy. I work in HR, human resources. I'm just cataloging my discoveries. Consider it like my workbook, my workspace. I have my whole life to make ultra slick versions of these. This ancient history isn't going anywhere. What I'm doing right now is the discoveries are just coming at me at such a flood that I'm just cataloging my discoveries right now. I'm going to learn Photoshop much better. I don't hardly know it at all right now. So I'm going to learn how to do all that stuff, and I'll produce really slick videos in the future. This is just my workbook. This is just me cataloging my discoveries. I'm doing the best I can here, so thank you very much. I recommend that you check all my work. Don't go by what I say. Look these up on high-res pictures on your own screen and do your own homework. It's all there. I'm 100% utterly confident that it's there. Don't just go by what you're seeing on the YouTube screen here, because YouTube is also like sandbagging me. I think they're uploading some of my stuff at like 360. It's really terrible. Anyway, okay, so this is currently on sale for $100,000 on Trocadero. It has already been Modern Academia has already traced it to Olmec, which dates 1200 to 600 BCE in Mesoamerica. All right, so as I pointed out, I had it flipped yesterday, but this is actually the correct way. This is where Squatter Man was. This is Polaris. I'm just going to explain the template we'll go through. This is Polaris where we are now. This would be the Moai line. This is also the horizon. We have no Zabalba on this one. Okay, so what he's holding here is Vega. So this is what happened when Squatter Man happened in the sky. It taught a few things. It taught us to look into that because he was in the northern hemisphere because of the planetary alignment of the North Pole axis. It taught us what he destroyed their world. So they were looking in that part of the sky constantly for any signs of him to return. What they noticed was where he was the pole star, where all the other. This probably added to his deification. So to remember where that was, I believe that was the birth of astronomy. I also believe it was the birth of the zodiac, and it was all to remember in the sky and where he was, and because they now knew a central point in the sky, they could navigate the world. That was the birth of civilization. That was the androgynous fish god who the city planning is. I'm going to do a whole video. Ancient cities like the Forbidden City of Japan is a squatter man. The Temple of David for Jerusalem is a squatter man. I'm going to do a whole video. Any possible way that humans could express themselves artistically, this is what they were creating. Let's get back to this piece because it's so important. Here are this is Cygnus on the Gobekli Tepe pillar. This right here is where there's almost like a slight engraving, right, like a little hump here. I think what has happened is from Gobekli, this is where it was for Gobekli Tepe, and it's moving down the vertical polar axis because it's precession. Okay, so this was Squatter Man. This was Gobekli Tepe. He is holding it where the pole star is now in relation to the star chart, and that is Vega. By the time it got to 900 AD at Easter Island, Rapa Nui, this is where they have positioned the pole star because that's where it is. It's Polaris. Today, we're keep on going down. We're the Moai anus, and that's fitting for where we are today. Okay, so if you will notice, he is wearing a mask, and again, this is the best picture they have on the web. Okay, it's for sale, so that you know, this is a mask. It's like a Hawkman mask. He's wearing a mask. It's like a Hawkman mask right there, and he's tilting his head back so he can see. And what this is he is passing him the esoteric wisdom. This is either priest to priest or artist to artist. The ancient Maya called their artists magicians. The reason why they were magicians is Squatter Man destroyed their world. They were scared to death of it. This is where "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image" comes from. It was like in Harry Potter, "He who shall not be named." They were afraid if they created the graven image, he would return and destroy the world. But they were still attracted to the power of the image, and that he taught them navigation. He taught them the ability to circumnavigate the world by knowing where the North Pole Star was. So he gave them this tremendous gift, but he also destroyed the world. So he was venerated and feared. This is your Shiva. Could be both aspects. Okay, so this is, I tried to mess with the contrast a little bit so you can see a little better the shape, right? The elongated skulls. That's because it's Squatter Man. It matches his head. They were venerating Squatter Man. So look at the positions. He's got his head tilted back. He's squatted. He's handing him something. As I said, look this up on the web yourself. I'll post the link, or just look on Trocadero. It's $100,000 Olmec piece. So this is the Gobekli Tepe stela. Here is the same figure on the left, and he again is passing it. And as I'm looking at it now, it doesn't look too much lower. In fact, maybe it's not. I thought maybe time had progressed a little, but maybe still so, just from there to there because of precession. But it's still a match. He's handing him right there. See? The arm. This is Cygnus. The arms were bent akimbo because that's the constellation. But in doing that, it made it look anthropomorphic, which got translated into a bird man. That's why he's wearing the bird thing. So let's take another look here. And then I want to show you, because this one goes back, this is the oldest one we have. This is 13,000 BC. This is the next one we have, and it dates to 1200 to 600 BC. So we are looking at a long time difference in evolution of design. There is also, it does actually, because if you match them up, this would be a little bit higher. Good. I'm glad I'm not wrong in my assessment of position. So if it's in the basket, it's lower. Time has progressed. Now let's look at the Moai, because this one is much closer in age to the Moai. The Moai dates to 900 AD. This is roughly, let's just say, 1,000 years earlier. So here's the Moai. It's the same guy. I wish I hadn't had it backwards yesterday, because I think people would have seen it a little bit more. He's handing him, it's the same arm. It's the same arm with a disc. It's a package, because it's the hidden esoteric knowledge. And where's the other one? So we see the just, this is just the same shape. That's where the basket is. He's handing him the knowledge, and on the Moai, you see it's now moved. It is no longer the pole star is no longer where the pole star is no longer where where it was during. It has changed. This is 900 AD now. That is when the pole star changed from Vega to Polaris. So it's moved, but it was still Vega when this Olmec piece was made. That's why that's there. And they're still remembering Squatter Man at the top. And you will notice where that is also the place of Seven McCall. Seven McCall is Saturn in the Thunderbolts project, in their theory, the electric universe. This was where Seven McCall in the Popol Vuh is said to, he took over the night sky and the day sky with his light. That's Squatter Man. These guys are the hero twins. These become blowguns. They blow Seven McCall out of the sky with the blowguns, and they become the sun and the moon. Okay, here's some. Notice how prominent the arm is. And there's also Pavo right there, the bird head. That's the same as in the Gobekli Tepe stela, because it's a match. There's a drawing I usually bring up that shows it a little better. This isn't the drawing; it's another black and white, so you can see it better. But this becomes, like I said, this was their movie screen. This was their TV screen. Everything from the Popol Vuh, like these are the objects found in the pyramid, because it's a story in the Popol Vuh. This is the underworld. That's one death. That's seven death. This is the head on the tree in the Popol Vuh. These are all images that were mythologized in the Popol Vuh, so they could remember it. See this arm? It's so prominent because it's. They felt it was so prominent they mythologized it. He gets this arm torn off, and it gets taken down to here, and this becomes his arm. Like I said, it's a movie screen. Everything becomes something else at some point. Sometimes they highlight just that, and sometimes the whole image becomes something else. Like this is Red Wing. Red Wing goes down to Zabulba, talks to the head on the tree. Okay, so look, this is him getting his arm torn off. That's the arm. Okay, this is the hero twin. This is right from the Popol Vuh. You can see how they look. It's exactly like, just take off the beak and make that a blowgun. Okay, so this is the star chart from 900 AD. And this is from 30,000, BCE. Now, look, I wanted to pull this up. I found this on Facebook. This was somebody else on Facebook who noticed the headless man and his head right there. It's Ophiuchus. I'm not the only one who has seen a head there. It's clear as day. That is the Ophiuchus. That's where he belongs in the star chart. They were magicians. The artists were magicians. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. They're hiding it. That's the birth of the occult. They hid it out of fear, and then they forgot what it was and what they feared it, and they added all this devil nonsense to it, because the Catholic Church suppressed the paganism, which was Squatter Man. All right, so you see here, this artist, it just looks like it's just a missing piece to him, so they didn't even put it in there. I have also found that the bird, if you zoom in, this is a terrible picture, find it on yourself, he's got a snake in his beak. He's holding a snake. And guess who else has a snake in his beak? That's the flag of Mexico. I'm going to do a video on that later. Look closely. By the way, For those of you who have been accusing me of pareidolia and seeing images in clouds, I want to show you something. This is generated from a high-resolution 3D model of a rock relief. I've been telling you guys there are micro carvings. You guys have been saying, oh, you're seeing things, it's wishful thinking. This was done by a computer laser scan. Boom. This is this wall. Now, if I had told you guys, oh, there's all kinds of stuff in here, you guys would have been like, hey, hitting the stuff a little bit, huh? No, I'm in HR. I get drug tested. Thank you. So, look at this. They were micro carvers. They were micro carvers and they were macro carvers. Hey, cut it out. They were doing this on a giant scale, and they were doing this on the tiniest scale they possibly could. There are oceans in minutia going on. There are oceans in minutia. The devil's in the details. This was hidden. These were hidden symbols. When people complain to me, I can't clearly see the hidden symbols. What are you expecting? Are you expecting to hit a black light and all of a sudden a perfect photocopy of the Gobekli Tepe image pops up? This image was copied from artist to artist. It evolved because the pole star in the sky was changing. It evolved because of regional influences, like the cobra came into play when it got to Egypt. This is full of stuff. Look at this. This is not nature. They were scratch marks were part of their hiding technique. These little dots, these little micro carvings were part of their technique. They're hiding pictures within pictures, templates within templates. I don't know what's going on with my camera today. But if I had shown you this and I'd said, look, there's all this stuff in here, I've gotten a million comments saying, oh, this guy's a fraud. This guy doesn't. Now look. In your face. So I contemplate your return to the Tao. This is the Rapa Nui. This went to actually French Polynesia first, because French Polynesia dates to 900 BC. So these guys started Olmec. There's a mother culture. Not everybody's the same race, but they were all conquered by this mother culture. I almost wonder what the DNA is for Olmec, if we could find out from Olmec. But I think there was always anyway. So there is a connection now between Turkey, between Mesoamerica, French Polynesia, and Rapa Nui Easter Island. That is a global seafaring advanced culture, not only in the pre-Columbian era, but in the pre-Christian era. Some people have called that Atlantis. So I don't know what else I can show you as far as making this a match to you, except to explain to you that these bird masks traveled to from Olmec, Mesoamerica, 1600 to 900 BC to 600 BCE. They traveled to French Polynesia. These are what they're wearing. This is what they're wearing. These are the masks. The ancient Amek, or the ancient Mayak. And Mayak sounds a little like Olmec. So these are the masks they're wearing. Hey, cut out. Sorry, my cat. These are my spoiled cat. These are the masks they're wearing. These birdmen in this picture, this is the beginning of the Rapa Nui religion of the cult of the birdman that lasted over 1,000 years on Easter Island. It goes from the Olmec Mesoamerica to the French Polynesian. It's the same, and I pointed out yesterday why these are masks. You can see their eyes down here. It's because they're creating Squatter Man. These are the circles on the side. This is where his head would be. Their face is his legs, and then hey, cut it out. And they're sticking out their tongue to create the phallus of Squatter Man. And they've even bifurcated their tongue way before the Goths of today did, because Squatter Man has the forked bottom, which also became Yingana, which also became the Egyptian staff, because it was on the bottom of the Squatter Man. All right, so I thought that I was making a theory based on prediction, a prediction based on theory. I looked up these ancient Polynesians, and it says straight up from here, they spread to Hawaii in 900 AD, Easter Island by 1000 AD. This is the same culture. This is the same culture. This is the Birdmen. This is the Birdmen, and here they are 1,000 years earlier. Or I'm sorry, because this could be, so we're roughly 500 years earlier. So if this could date back to 1200 AD, and the other guys are 300 years earlier, are 900 AD. This is 300 years earlier, possibly from but this is also contemporaneous within 1,000 years of the Rapa Nui, of where it went. So it goes from the Gobekli Tepe with the Cygnus, appears to be a Birdman. I'm going to find more of these. And you can beat me to it if you want. Help yourself. I guarantee you there are more of these in ancient historical art somewhere between 13,000 BC and the date of this, which is 1200 BC. I bet you there's lots of them. There's lots of them out there. This one just connects from 13,000 BCE. This one is 1200 BCE, and then we get the Rapa Nui, which is 900 AD. It's the same guy. Look at the positioning. Just put a box in his hand, and he's holding Vega, and they're fighting over Squatter Man's head. And what I like about this one also, look at that. You can really see the beak structure here, how he's holding the egg, the Audrey 2, I call it, from Little Shop of Horrors. You can really see it. That's the bottom line. See that right there? This is... Look this up on your own. That's the best I can bring it up. You can see the Audrey 2, and here's the egg. They were subtly shaping the stone to hide the image. This is the serpent mound. That's the egg. That's the Audrey 2 head of the serpent mound. It wraps around. It circles at the bottom here. I have found where it is. I'm going to put a map later on today. I know what this is. It's a map, and this is pointing to someplace very special. I'm going to show that later today. Okay, so this is another French Polynesia, and I just want to show you that it's Squatter Man. Here's the circles on the side. Here's his head. This would be his arms. This would be his legs, and that's his. So there he is. There's our friend. You see it now. There he is. That's what they're creating. And I put this up because I wanted to show you the elite know. The elite know. This is Capitol Hill. People have thought that's an owl. That's what the occult people with the Bohemian Club or whatever that is, who have they've usurped the Squatter Man. It's something that they knew it was secret. It got demonized by the church, even though they both come from the same place, because this is Christ right here, and that's the Inris. It's all, and this is the Buddha inside. See the Buddha shape. All faiths except for Muslim, which I don't research because I don't want them to kill me. Okay, so you see, this is Capitol Hill. It's the Squatter Man. They knew the imagery. There's no evidence that they knew what electricity was back there. However, I have found it in the Michelangelo's creation. And the point of, if you'll notice in creation, Adam has come to life, even though God has not touched his hand yet. And that suggests to me like an electric current jump. I forget what there's a specific name for it. But it suggests to me that they knew it was lightning, or they had an idea of it in the sky, and they were trying to figure it out. This was the Renaissance, great thinkers during this time. But the imagery continued. And the idea of keeping it secret, and it was dangerous, and that's what became the occult. It became we are drawn to this image. But when we see it pure, I think it more scares us than it does attract us. So it's hidden, it's remembered, and it's hidden. So it draws us to it. But we it's not so much that we're scared of, because I think it was such a traumatic experience that it's like when you get into those people who get into a bad car accident and their hair turns white. It did that to us collectively as a species. But as it got demonized, because the Catholic Church said, no, we're going to use it for our purposes, not your pagan purposes, control and power and money, the meaning got lost, and it just the idea of it being a dangerous thing that's hidden made people think that it's the devil and all that stuff, and that's but it's just, they don't know what it is. They're just, it's the interpretation of it. Anyway, I've got a couple more videos I'm going to put out today, because I don't think I gave the Mars stuff enough attention. Just the one part where I have discovered that Giza is a map of Mars, and the Muslim graveyard is lines up from Giza, where the Olympic Mons is on Mars, and that's where we are currently have our rover. So I think that needs its own separate little tiny video, and I'm also going to do a video on the map of the Serpent Mound and where that leads to. All right, this is much longer than I intended. They always are. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oh, and my new tagline. I want you to always remember that if we go back far enough, we come from the same society, and if you go back even further, we come from the same family. Peace.